Hi everyone, the title that I would like to talk about is Literature Review COVID-19 E-commerce Comparisons in Experience and Overcoming Between Countries. Introductions. E-commerce has progressively climbed in size and penetrations for the past 20 years. However, according to IBM, US Retail Index, the pandemic has hastened the digital transformations by 5 years as physical stores adopt e-commerce as alternative to lost revenue. For many eateries that are forced to close throughout the economic phase, virtual distribution services have become a lifeline. As an outcome of the COVID-19 pandemic, there are 57% of purchasing managers are spending more on marketplace e-commerce sites, with 22% stated spending significantly more. Next, we continue. US and UK reported that there are 96% of millennials and Gen Z are worried about COVID-19 and its effect on the economics, in which the ethnicity is forming shopping behavior change among millennials and Gen Z compared to other generations. According to the .com Distributions 2020 e-commerce consumers survey, another main factors that drive e-commerce are rigid boredoms, as 22% of purchasers stated boredom drawn them to create extra digital buying throughout the COVID-19. In addition, in US, millions of consumers have changed their shopping behavior in adaptation to the purchase, in which consumer priorities was given to time saving and accessibility, which caused a sudden substantial stress on e-commerce and online vendors' supply chains because of the huge demand. Next, we see the objective. The objective of this paper is to discuss how e-commerce becomes the way forward because of COVID-19 pandemics by reviewing literature evidence, assessing its development, and deliver an inventory to different country responses to foster SME through e-commerce capacities developing. Next, we move to see the small business, the literature review of the small business. In small business, face small scale liabilities, while emergency and disaster produce additional scarcities of capacities and issue with liquidity for SME. A report by Eager outlined a way to solve the ongoing COVID-19 crisis for SME in the US. From his finding, it stated that one of the ways to overcome this issue is by using trade credit and evaluating different funding streams. Moreover, a time of crisis will produce business opportunities that, with creative and strategic postures, can best be tracked. In this respect, the ability of a SME for more decision making and proximity to its customer base is advantageous. Next, we move to see the China literature. The Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba and JD.com stepped up during the pandemic to deliver relief for this smaller company. One ETAL examined how companies in China innovate their marketing strategy by objectively defining the trajectory of marketing innovations of companies using two dimensions. One is innovation incentive and the extent of collective innovations. They also discuss the effect of the external environment's internal benefits. Example of this one is dynamic capability and resource dependencies and company characteristics on the choice and executions of marketing innovations. Strategy by Chinese company. The projects set up by industry-wide organizations are particularly beneficial for small and medium enterprises that benefits not only from the network effect of investments made by large firms participating in the projects and from the disseminations of the costs and risks, but also from the pooling of information and expertise, therefore avoiding the effect of the hierarchy of dependence. Next, we move to see the e-commerce business deliver comprehensive solutions that are more than just a platform to help the business to make the critical change from offline to online businesses. JD.com, China giant online seller, has seen the sales of online retail household goods and foodstuff in excess of the identical durations last year. A survey by Engine recorded that people are spending more on average 10 to 30% through the virtual channel. And then the other example is the Microsoft CEO stated that the COVID-19 pandemic has put the 2 years of digital transformations in a matter of 2 months in all German enterprise, and this undertaking is entirely by businesses initiative. It is reported that 89% of German businesses are digitalizations as a priority, with 34% of them seeing its significant increase during the pandemic. Next, we move to the German government announced up to 25 billion euro allocation of interim assistance throughout the COVID-19 pandemic for Mittelland, and then the assistance is part of the government economic stimulus package, which also comprises a short-term decrease in value-added tax in Germany for further liquidity support. There are more than one quarters of Malaysia's SME are at danger of shutting over the few months due to the second wave of COVID-19 infections, and this is after the 6-month loan Perihatim package moratorium ended, which took effect begins from 1st of April. And then according to the logistic company founders and executive chairman from Kuma, logistics and transport service play an essential role in support of e-commerce by ensuring continuous of daily delivery to customer. Next, we move to see methodology. The selected articles for this study are limited collected from the peer review and publicly available literature reviews on the subject of e-commerce written in English in the Science Direct, Springer's Link, Scopus, and Google Scholar. These databases include quality articles, searching for results using keywords of e-commerce. SME were found for this study purpose, and then the literature review search consists of online, offline materials and article journal. The review of the journal and articles are restricted because of extra simply reachable in keyword workspace database. Hence, even through these additional literature text may also comprise insightful findings. Next, we move to see conclusions. Government can encourage cashless payment system by spreading the awareness of its benefits through contactless delivery and payments, and ensuring the financial institutions provide the right of entry to these means of payments. It is worth to note that even though some businesses have adopted e-commerce but still resort to cash on delivery, and this is because their consumer cannot pay electronically. The latest World Bank Finder survey found that there are 31% of adults globally still do not have right of entry to financial account. So this paper contributes to further research by reviewing the development of e-commerce in general and emphasizes its virtues and contributions in the China, US, Germany, and Malaysia in their respective economies. Last but not least is government should work diligently and screen the development process of e-commerce, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, and provide their full assistance to overcoming its challenges to move forward. Thank you.